Arts and culture bring communities together. Each step in this journey aims to strengthen cultural ties between countries around the world. The importance of the intercultural collaboration in visual arts, music, theater, dance, and literature extends to the larger creative sphere and across art forms. As we walk through this exploration comes extraordinary passion and beauty in every unique value, practice, and discipline that define each society. Arts and culture go beyond being a medium of self-expression and a canvas for our imagination. It is our footprint, our history, and the value we pass down to generations. Investing in culture is essential in every nation's development. We need to recognize its impact and contribution to our enrichment, broadening our minds, deepening our compassion, and strengthening our bond with the rest of the world. Our space invites everyone to immerse through arts and culture, Norwegians and beyond. Because together, we can make a difference. Search for the art that you love. Make it yours with a few clicks. Choose to be a part of your daily. Change the mood of you and your space. Bring art to life. Life to art through space art.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Borderless Hybrid exhibition. Today is already the last day of our program. Time flies when you have fun, but today we have a very special interactive workshop which hope attract a lot of audience, and finally audience will be actually the part of the process, not only spectators. So today we have we continue to investigate the manifestation process, and today's workshop will be dedicated to the one very unique technique which helps people to make their dreams come true. So today we will practice actually NeuroGraphica. And let me introduce and invite on the stage the certified instructor of NeuroGraphica, Olesia Chayko. Welcome.
Hello everyone, and I want you to welcome everybody to this workshop that is called Transform Mindset into Money. And when we start, I would like to understand who is in the audience today. So probably there is some people who are already familiar with NeuroGraphica, or probably someone who has seen the pictures on the internet, or total beginners. And I guess, well, in the audience that we have here in Oslo, I know that there are people who practice NeuroGraphica already, or tried it with me before. So, but I know that there is, and also there are a lot of people who are beginners, and I really, really love it. Because it reminds me of my own first experience with NeuroGraphica. When I started that, I understood nothing, yet felt amazing and got the results I've been wanting for a very long time. So I would like to ask you about something now. Would it be okay if I quickly share that story, my experience with NeuroGraphica with you?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, so a few years ago, I was tormented by an obsessive thought. I don't remember exactly how and at what time it started. It settled down in my head, but I remember very well when I realized when that thought unpacked its suitcases, hung out its clothes in my head, and firmly decided to stay with me for a very long time. It stayed with me for 15 months. Like a scheduled train, every morning when I woke up and opened my eyes, that thought would set off on its way. And it lasted for 15 whole months. Every day, every morning, every evening, and sometimes at night. I thought I was going crazy. And at that time, I tried all the ways possible. I knew then how to handle this, how to get rid of that thought, but nothing worked. And a colleague then recommended me to try NeuroGraphica. I chuckled skeptically at that time, thinking to myself, okay, this is nonsense. As if some sort of drawing is going to help me, right. But then, since nothing else helped, I decided to try NeuroGraphica. And what happened is that the next morning, when I woke up, I was prepared for the train of thoughts to go on schedule. But it didn't happen that morning. Instead, the train of thoughts fell into the abyss. And here's what's interesting. That was accompanied by a very weird, rapid zigzag eye movement, as if the paths were breaking. It surprised me. But during the day, still not believing in the power of the method and remaining skeptical about it, I decided to deliberately come back to that obsessive thought. In the end, it stayed with me for a very long time, for 15 months. It was very difficult to say goodbye to it. So I was coming back to that thought, but the result was the same. My eyes made a very quick zigzag movement, and the thought was interrupted. It surprised me. Again. And then the therapist recommended to come back to the sessions and have 2 more sessions on the same topic. And by the way, that technique, that approach in NeuroGraphica, when we work repeatedly on the same topic, is called working on a case. So I did that, 2 more sessions with the therapist, and then the thought left me forever. And so I decided to go and study NeuroGraphica to understand the process of magic. And so here, and from feeling skeptical, I became very passionate about NeuroGraphica. And I'm here today to share this method with you because it is my heartfelt belief that this method can help so many people improve their lives and get the results and goals they desire. So my name is Olesia, and as Olga introduced me already, I'm an instructor of NeuroGraphica and coach from the Psychology of Creativity Institute, and I want to welcome you to this workshop today. And as I said, the name of that workshop is Transforming Mindset into Money. So we are going to explore NeuroGraphica today as the tool to break mental and emotional barriers related to money. Welcome. So now, when I think of how best explain NeuroGraphica, I always stop at 2 things. First, NeuroGraphica is best explained in practice. And this is what we are going to do most of the time today. And second thing, NeuroGraphica and how that practice can be useful to you. And when I talk about how NeuroGraphica can be used, how that practice can be useful to you, it means I talk about the benefits. And JJ. So this is the agenda for us today. So, most of the time we'll be drawing, so we already did the introduction. And then we'll have some Q&A questions. And JJ. So the benefits of NeuroGraphica, just to name the few, and I just pointed out to name the few. So it will give you the mental clarity. It will transform your mindset, boost your confidence, sharpen your focus, and many, many other things, depending on what you need at this exact moment in time. So today you have a chance to explore it for yourself and explore the benefits NeuroGraphica is going to give to you. So just to summarize, NeuroGraphica is the tool that helps you shift your thought pattern. So how does NeuroGraphica do that? And here we come to the main asset of NeuroGraphica, which is called the neurographic line. So now I invite you to take some papers, sheet of paper, and a marker. And now we're going to explore and understand. We need to do a little bit of training, practice. I would like you to close your eyes right now and think about the topic of money. And with your closed eyes, put somewhere, anywhere on that sheet of paper, your marker. And when you're thinking now about the topic of money, try and feel, where does your hand wants to move? Is it going to be upwards, downwards, sideways? And then what you do next, intentionally change that direction. Now I feel like my hand wants to move upwards. I do it downwards. Now, what's the next movement? I want to move to the left side. I change the direction. I move upwards. Make some of those movements now, like 3, 4, 5 movements. Try and consciously change the direction of your line. Now, this is not a neurographic line, but what I'm trying to show to you now, this is the principle that lies behind the movement of neurographic line. We consciously change the direction. This is not something like it's moving by itself. It's not like, when people say, oh, my hand is doing something itself. Well, I would be scared for you if your hand is doing something by itself, because it's not. Like we know that the brain is moving, is controlling your movement. So, but what you need to do here, you need to consciously change the movement of your hand. This is where the transformation starts to happen. Because just move a little bit here. Just to show you. This is not a neurographic line. This is a pattern. This is a pattern that already exists in the brain. Nothing is going to change here, because we already know how to draw this line. It goes smoothly, very well, but you want to achieve changes in your topic. This is not the way to go. So if I come back to this line now, where we practiced a little bit this movement, the neurographic line, I will tell you, that has 2 main qualities. The first one, it leads us where we don't expect to see ourselves. And the second quality, it doesn't repeat itself in any part of its movement. And just to help you to understand what a neurographic line is bionic. So we see it everywhere in the nature. We see it on our skin, in our eyes, in our brain. So that this is, and everywhere in nature, like in leaves, like the outline of the mountains. Try now to go over those straight lines, thinking about the outline of the mountain. It never repeats itself, because if I take those ones, it's the same line. When I take those parts, they're different. So this is where the change is happening. So I want you to practice this for a little bit now. I can give you 1 minute to practice this. And then I will need to talk to you, to explain to you some safety rule in NeuroGraphica before we start drawing. And just let me know how that goes for you. All right, the safety rule in NeuroGraphica, and I would like you to pay attention to this right now because it is very important, and especially in what we're going to do right now, next, from after this small training here. When we draw neurographic lines, they intersect. So, and there will be a lot of those intersections everywhere. What we are doing here, like if you think about the neurographic line as a thought, a new thought on your topic, there will be lots of thoughts. All of them will be intersecting. And for us to create the functional network that it will be efficient, effective, so it will make change in your topic, we need to connect all of those lines. Because when we create new thoughts, new patterns, new ideas in the topic, in question for us, we create conflicts because it's only in the conflict and contradiction they have development. But we need to smooth those conflicts so it will be easier for us to move through our topic. How do we do it in NeuroGraphica? How do we solve graphically those conflicts? I will show it first on the straight lines because it will be easier to see. We need to round off. So it's a bit challenging for me. So I'll try to do it my best. Inwards, rounding off. Here.
Olesia, can you show it closer, please?
Me, closer. Okay, I'll make it bigger. Okay, these are the lines. And this is what you need to do. All the intersections, you need to round them off inwards. Like this. You know, when you do it with the neurographic line, the principle is the same. You get 4 sharp corners that you need to round off. This is how we graphically solve the conflict. All right? Is that clear so far? Good. So now we're moving back to our topic. And the topic is the topic of money. JJ? So let me ask you, what is money? And I want to have a little bit of workshop here. So like just the first things that come to your mind right now. What is money?
Possibilities.
Possibility. Powerful.
Energy.
Energy. What else? Work. What else? Freedom. Good. It can also be like traveling. Money is traveling. Okay.
Art.
It's hard.
Art.
Art. Yeah, money is art. Yes. Money is freedom. Money is power. Money is possibilities. For some people, money is fear. Money is punishment. Money is something else. Money can be anything. So from what we just named, and we named all of us named all different things. Would you agree that money is exactly the meaning we give to it?
Yeah.
Yes. So if we look at this equation here, and we named money is possibilities, money is power, money is traveling, money is art, money can be hard, money can be fear, money can be frustration, money can be anything. Or money is not equal happiness, money is not equal joy, money is not equal possibilities. That can be also the case for some people, right? So money is exactly the meaning we give to it. So when we think about it, let's say I have a goal to earn $10,000 per month. And for me, money equals punishment, right? And my goal is $10,000 per month. And I'm not there for apparently this reason. Money equals punishment. So would you agree that for me to earn $10,000 per month, I would need to change this part of the equation? Yes?
Yes.
Right. So I'm going to show it to you now how NeuroGraphica can help you to do that. All right? I'll ask you to take some paper now where you can write down, things, with the pen or like anything. And we're going to do some exercise now, a very quick one. I'll put timer for 2 minutes, and I'll do it together with you. And what you're going to do now, first of all, write down the topic, which is money, right? And we formulate topic in NeuroGraphica mostly by one word because our task now is to activate as many neural connections in our brain as possible so that we can transform them in the way we want. So the topic is money. And in 2 minutes, your task now is to write as many words as possible related to the topic of money. But there is one but. You do not analyze. This can be words, expressions, sentences, anything that comes to your mind right now at this moment on the topic of money. But no analysis thinking, oh, why this word is here? Like, okay, I'm thinking about apples, but my topic is money. Apple comes to your mind, you write an apple, table, chair, whatever. So this is your task for now. 2 minutes. We start now. Okay, and now we're finished. Please count your words, and here we count word by word, not sentence or expression. And it should be, like the minimum, it's about 20 words, 18, 20 words. So mark it for yourself, you know, how many words you have. And if this is the case that you have less than 20 words, please write more words. Because the reason why you do not have more, like, you know, it means that you do not allow your subconscious mind to come to the surface. So you control what you do. So it's just for you to know. So like when, if there is someone who is going to do it one more time, you know, later on, so please keep it in mind. So it should be, there is no competition. So it doesn't mean you have as many words you write as better, it is the best, but it should be minimum 20. So if you do not have 20, about 20 now, or like 18, 20, please write more words. Anyway, like now, analyze your words a little bit, you know, just go through them and see what you have. So are there any words that are repeating themselves, you know, like, you know, have 2, 3 words, the same words, like, you know, for example, the word anxiety comes, you know, 2 or 3 times, or like, you know, what's the, you know, main tone of your words? You know, is it like, you know, more like, you know, negative words, more like positive words? What do you feel, you know, like when you look at this list of words? What is it, you know, like, is it, are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling anxious? Is it fear? Where do you feel it in your body? So, like, for example, in my list, you know, like I have word ambition 2 times, you know, which is, I don't know, well, good, fine. But I feel like, and also that my heart is pumping, you know, very, very much now. So, like, I feel, you know, nervous about it as well. So I need to notice, you know, like, and to track all of those things. So what do you think when I look at this this list of my words? You know, well, it's ambitious what I wrote here. So, and it gives me like, no, like maybe a little bit of fear as well. So like, please, you know, like be mindful of, you know, what this list means to you now. So like now put it aside, you know, we'll come back to it later. Well, actually, do not put it far away from you because now we will need to have it as well. So what we are going to do now we're going to do our main part. Is the drawing. Who's excited? So look at this list of words now again. So feel what you feel, you know, when you look at this list of words, you know, and feel it at the tip of your marker. We're going to make one movement now. It's about 2-3 seconds. Please pay attention now. When I'm going to show this movement, it has to be like with all those feelings that you feel in the tip of your marker. It has to go out on the paper. This movement, no. It has to be quite sharp, you know, like with all the intensity that you feel, it has to go out here. 2-3 seconds, not more than that. So when I look at my list of words, anxiety, fear, ambitions. Now close my eyes, and with everything that I feel at this moment, I do this movement. Now, track what you feel now.
Better.
Yes. It's better. It's, yeah. Maybe not yet, but you know, it gives me like, you know, some release. You know, my heart is not pumping that much anymore. You know what it is? This part is called catharsis. Okay. This is the projection of neural connections in your brain that prevent you from achieving the result you desire in your topic. And you know what good part about it is we can transform it. So this is what we're going to do right now. And how we're going to transform it? With a neurographic line that we just learned. We need to do it quite quickly, quite fast movement. But you do it as you can for those ones who are beginners. You know, you do the best you can, so you will get the results. You know, anyway, just because you're performing the activity that is not familiar to your brain. And now your task is to go over those straight lines with a NeuroGraphic line. What I'm going to do now, I will going to put it like this, as if I have my sheet of paper here, so that can be easier for me to explain. Those lines go from one end of the sheet of paper to the end of another. So you don't start your line in the middle and you don't end it in the middle. It goes through the whole sheet of paper. All right? So we try to do it as fast as we can, keeping in mind that we consciously change the direction of those lines. All right, I need to move here a little bit.
You draw it like you opposite of what your hands on. So it's like you do it freely, but opposite of what your hand wants. Yeah.
All right, and this one is left for me. While you're doing that, please track your emotions. What do you feel now? How does your body react to that? What do you think? What do all those things mean to you at this moment? Okay, this is how it looks right now. Like all those, straight lines that were catharsis lines, now I have NeuroGraphic lines over them. So, how do I feel now? Well, I feel, like my heart rate is going back to normal. And I feel more relaxed in my body. And I feel excited about it. So do I see any images at this moment? I see the image of the cloud, somewhere in the sky. So when I feel more relaxed, my heart rate is coming back to normal, and I see, that image of the cloud in the sky. What does that all mean to me in relation to my topic of money? Well, it means to me that whatever my obstacle is, I don't feel it as an obstacle anymore. It is dissolving. And this is the exercise that you need to do for yourself all the time. I will be reminding you of that, during the whole session. What emotions you experience, how does your body react to that, what you think, if there are any images you see, and what all of that means to you in relation to your topic. All right? Now, we come to our security training. We need to resolve, all the conflicts here. We are designing something totally new. We are transforming our obstacle. So now we need to round off all the intersections. And I remind you that this is very, very important that you do it thoroughly. A lot of people say it's a very meditative process, and it is. So try and feel it for yourself. How does it make you feel? Are you still feeling anxious? Is there still a fear? Is the perception of your topic changing now? Well, the audience here is very focused, you know, like I can see that.
Silent. You almost need the background music to look tension.
So you can also put, you know, some, yeah, like, you know, I can hear in the audience that people want to put some music on the background, you know, like, yeah, you can do that, you know, like some music, you know, relaxation, you know, like meditation music or something that will help you to go through this process. And also help you, you know, with your body, you know, with your breath. Try and breathe it out and help you to go through this process. You know, it seems like it's not a very difficult process, but actually it makes a lot of changes. Probably you will not see them right now at this moment, but you will definitely notice them later. All right, I'm almost ready with mine. Right. I'll just walk around a little bit. Oops. So, to see what people are doing here. Yeah, looks good. Interesting. If there is anybody who would like to comment on what's happening at this moment.
I don't know what about NeuroGraphics, but I feel better. It's my meditation.
Yeah, so but that's exactly, you know, this this step in the process where you would usually feel, you know, very, like, you know, you're in a state of meditation. So this is where the changes start happening. So this is, you know, this is very normal. Actually, this is the aim of it. So like that, we need to set our brain in this meditative state so that we can give the room for the change, right? So, and everything, just to pay your attention while you're doing that and finishing, you know, this part. Nothing in NeuroGraphica is superfluous. Every step we take, and I would like you to pay attention, very close attention to what I'm doing and how I'm instructing you to do that, because it is very important. Every step we take is precisely designed and aimed at solving our problem. And this is why this process is called an algorithm. So it's helping us to deal with that topic that we have in question. So now we're solving it. So, and it's very, very important that you're following that process, especially in this algorithm that we're doing today, because this one is called the algorithm of removing limitations. This is what we're doing now. We're removing those limitations that are in your way at the moment to solve your problem of money.
Yeah, Olesia, we have a question here from the audience. Is it important how many lines you actually draw? Is it kind of have effect on the result?
Yes, it does. We're moving towards it very soon.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for the people, also you, here in the audience, because, I'm the one, since I can see only you, so I'm focusing on what you're doing. So you need to round off, most of your sharp corners so that we can move forward. And then it's not the end. So we're going to draw more lines, and I'm going to mention it. So, but it's good that somebody's thinking about it. So it's good. We're on the right track. So I think because most of the people here somehow experienced NeuroGraphica or tried it before, so it's okay. I will be moving forward, with this. So what we did now, we transformed that obstacle that we had in our brain that prevented us from moving towards our topic, towards the desired result. So what we do now is exactly the answer to that question. We need to add more lines in the rest of the drawing. What I need to do now is that I need to completely dissolve this catharsis. And I'm doing this by adding more lines into my drawing. They can go from different directions. You can take different routes. Remember that you're consciously changing the movement of the line.
You need to go through the neuron.
Through this?
Yeah, through the connection.
Well, you go not through this catharsis, but you go through the lines that you already have.
It's very important if we go into general lines.
Well, since, when you go over the lines that you already have,
Yeah.
you strengthen or you reinforce the meanings you have already embedded in them.
Okay.
But, of course, it's a neurographic line. It leads us where we do not expect to see ourselves. So it changes the direction. There can be new lines. So, of course, there can be. So, but just to give you the understanding, if you go over the lines you already have, you make them stronger. Those meanings you already put in those lines, you make them stronger, you reinforce them. But you can, of course, draw new lines. That's okay. I need, I guess, to stand up for this. And here about the quantity of the lines, there is a rule in NeuroGraphica saying that the quantity of the lines defines the quality of your drawing. So the more lines you have, the better, but please do not overwhelm it either. Your task now, as I mentioned, to dissolve completely this catharsis. So when you look at your drawing, you don't see it that obvious anymore. It's not that prominent. So this is your task now. And what's the meaning of those lines here? So like I would like to mention it as well. You know, no man is an island. We don't live, like, you know, we're surrounded by people. So, and any action you take, right, you know, like any transformation you do in your life, one way or another is going to affect other people around you. Your immediate circle, people you do not know, but your environment is going to be affected by your transformation. And what we are doing now is we're trying to integrate that transformation in the environment around us, so that whatever we put, the meanings we put here, are going to be safely integrated, not only for ourselves, but for people around us. So we are taking that support from the outside. So this is the meaning of those lines. Right, and you know what the next part is? Coming back to our safety training, everything that is intersected here needs to be rounded off. Quite an extensive amount of work, right?
Yeah.
And for those ones who are going to do it later, or the ones who are thinking of probably leaving right now, there is one thing I need to mention, and it is very, very important. Pay attention to this now. Never, never drop this work before you round everything off. Never. So after that, you can have a break, and you can come back to that drawing later on, but never do it before you round off all the sharp angles here. I know it's quite an extensive work, but believe me, this is where the changes are happening. You know, when I started drawing NeuroGraphica, this is the thing, you know, this is the step which I hated most of all, like many people. And you know why? Because, you know, it's difficult for us to create something new and integrate it in our reality. It's hard, because our brain will always try to take us back to what we already know. But you know what? After about 2-3 months, that step became one of my favorites. I really, really enjoy it. So I will give you some time now to do this work. And while you're doing that, notice again if there is anything that changed emotionally. What do you feel right now? What do you feel in your body?
It's a little bit hard and a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work, yeah.
When you think, oh, I need to do a lot of things.
What
I feel like
thoughts
relaxed a little bit.
are coming to your mind right now? While I'm rounding off, I can also add more lines here.
Yeah. Olesia,
Yes.
the question from audience. If you missed some corners, is it critical or not to finish it? To smooth some corners?
For this algorithm, yes, it's important. And especially if you're a beginner, it is very, very important that you round off everything, all the sharp angles.
But if you miss something, like because it's so many, is it okay to kind of fix it later when you noticed it? Or it needs to be done on the stage?
Because now we are going to move, to further to other steps of the algorithm, And then you can see, you can notice, yes, right? There are some, angles that I missed. I can do it on the way. Yeah, we can do that. But I just understood it, if you can, just take it away, take away the drawing and, go and do some other things and come back to that, this is not preferable, but of course, there will be always something because we do not see, especially if it's something that we're not used to doing. And even if we are used to doing that, because, I also, find some, sharp angles when I take away my eyes, from the drawing and come back to it, and then I say, okay, here is the one more sharp angle. So yeah, of course you can do it a little bit later. Is there anybody in the audience who would like to share how they're feeling right now? Is the audience?
I feel super relaxed after that.
Yeah.
At this stage.
Anybody else?
I just can't wait the result
To result?
already. But I guess it is important to think about the result, right? What you will get, kind of, no?
Yes and no, because NeuroGraphica leads you to very unexpected results. Like, I can give you an example. There was, some weeks ago, I was having a group session. And I was showing, and working with the group and explaining NeuroGraphica, and I was drawing, as I'm explaining, showing it on my topic. And I was drawing the lines, and then suddenly, I heard some sort of voice, but, in my head saying, okay, what you're doing is good, but it's a little bit small, you need to do something bigger than that. And 2 days later, that lady contacts me and asks me if I want to participate in this event. I was thinking, okay, right, this is how NeuroGraphica works. I didn't expect that result. So we're coming back to the quality of NeuroGraphic line. It leads us where we do not expect to see ourselves. I didn't expect to see myself here today doing this. I didn't. It was not my intention. That was not the result I was focusing on. And that's the beauty of it. So you need to trust your subconscious mind to give you the best results possible for you. So because the result that we already want to get, and focused on, probably not the best one we need. So just, it's yes and no. So you can think about it, but please give a room, for more, for other things to come into your life. Trust your subconscious. This is where, this is what we're doing here.
So we will get what we want, but we don't know how.
Yes, for example.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Because it's life,
I don't know why, but I'm a little bit angry when I do this. I don't know why.
Yes, but it is normal because, when you draw the NeuroGraphic line, one of the things that you are doing, because, we're changing the thought pattern, how it makes us feel. It makes us feel angry because our brain always wants to get us back to the comfort zone, to where it's good for us, even though we know it's not good. So, and then this is why we get angry about it, but it's good that you're noticing that. Because, this is what you need to work on. So, just stay with the process, continue doing that, and notice how that's going to change for you. So, how are you doing on the roundings? Are you getting close to finishing? Guys? Everybody is so involved into the process.
Yeah.
So I can say I need to work on mine.
I don't know what's going on.
It's warm. Мой маленький.
All right, remember, at any step, track what you feel, what emotions you experience, what you feel in your body, the thoughts that are coming, and what all of this means to you in relation to your topic. Do you see any images that are coming on your internal screen? What do they mean to you? Again, in relation to your topic. All right. Now, we are moving to a very fun part of our work. Coloring. Woo! So now I would ask you, there are many approaches, how you can choose the colors, and what I'm going to ask you to do now. Please close your eyes, take a breath, and ask yourself a question. What colors are going to help me to solve my problem today? And the first ones that come to your mind, take those colors. 3, 4 colors. Max. 3, 4. Start with one, of course. Yeah, just start with one. The first one that came to your mind, start with that one. So when I'm thinking about this, I would like to start with orange. And here, please pay attention. One important thing. Here is the step of the algorithm where you can become an artist. And it's very fun, it's interesting, but there is one detail you need to keep in mind. What you need to do is to color at least two adjacent fragments together. Okay, I'll take something. Like, for example, this fragment and this fragment together. That's the only rule you need to follow. So we don't do like this one, for example, orange, this one yellow, this one red, this one blue, this one something else. We don't do that. At least two adjacent fragments together in one color.
Okay, it's only 2 or more?
At least 2,
Okay.
but you can do more, but not less than 2.
Okay, you mean it's close to? Okay.
Yes. And just a recommendation for you, do not change, colors, very quickly. Just try and stay with the same color for some time. And again, as we do throughout the whole algorithm, try and track now, what emotions are you experiencing? How is your body reacting to this? How is your body reacting to this color? And what this color means to you in your topic. For example, I took the orange now. So when I think, yes, I'm experiencing a lot of joy, it brings me, I see the image of the sun I feel very excited about my topic. So, and when I see this on my internal screen, the image of the sun, and now I try and understand, what it means in relation to my topic of money. It's like something rising up. There is something new that is rising up for me in this topic of money. This is the meaning I'm giving to it. So when you do that, always work with the color. It's fun, but at the same time, you are putting meanings in that color. You are coding your drawing with meanings. And why we need to have 2 or more segments, covered together with the color, because NeuroGraphica is an integration method, which means that all the meanings we embedded here all over this drawing, we need to combine them together so that they work as a whole, as a single whole, to help and solve our problem. Color is a resource that we attract from our unconscious and bring into our drawing. Okay? Enjoy it. This process in NeuroGraphica is called archetyping, by the way, from the word archetype. And as I mentioned, so the reason why it's called archetyping, we moved down, we descended down into a very deep level of our psyche, to the unconscious part of it. So this is where we're getting the resources to bring them back to our actual, to the conscious part of us. So we're going to do that later. But now please focus on that, and please ask yourselves questions. What do I feel? How is my body reacting to that? What kind of thoughts are coming to my mind right now? And what does that all mean? So for example, for moments, I do not even want to change the color yet, so I'm very happy with the orange. And by the way, you can use just only one color for your drawing. So if this is what you feel like doing, so you're free to do that. And if there is anybody in the audience who feels like, I do not want to color this at all. So I'm just happy with how it is, just with the lines. I do not want to put any color. If there is anybody like that in the audience, then I would ask you to ask yourself a question. Or like pinkish, I don't know, something. And when I ask myself, what does that color mean to me in relation to my topic? And I see somehow, I know this one is creativity for me, like, something, very creative. And how is that related to my topic of money? So, well, what I'm going to do is going to be like, very, very creative. So this is how I say it. So this is the meaning I've put in those fragments.
Sorry, I have a
Yes.
question. I can change color if first it's too green and pink, but now I want more yellow.
Yeah, you can
change.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. You can, the question was if it's possible to change colors, yes, of course you can change. So you can use different colors as long as you're following, this rule, this detail, small detail, very important one, 2 or more fragments together in one color. I had once an experience with somebody who didn't want to color the drawing whatsoever and just wanted to leave it, like just the lines, without any color, because he didn't feel like doing that. And I asked him why, and then he said, no, it's just because he was doing, graphics, black and white only, and this is how he felt he would be comfortable. So, which is like, okay. But I asked him, but I explained to him what it means, just what I just said to you now. Like, you need to ask yourself a question: why is it not safe for you to attract the color as a resource from your unconscious part to help solve your problem? And then he listened to me, and then he was like, okay, like fine. But then, during the process, he decided to put some color into the drawing anyway. And then he just went over that barrier. And what happened for him is that, he was trying to get one client for a very long time, and he couldn't. That client contacted him the next day, and and said that he wants to have a meeting with him. After that, I received some photos from the wife of that man. So where he would be sitting, making his graphics and putting color everywhere. He got very much involved. He got the point. And by the way, one of the most common questions as well, do I need to color all of it? All of it, just absolutely all of it? No, you don't. You don't need to color absolutely everything here, but it should be maybe, well, I don't know, as the way it's comfortable for you, but it's just, it shouldn't be all of it. You can leave, some of the areas uncolored, so it's okay as well. But as I mentioned earlier, so if you leave like all of it, like empty, like no color, so then I would be asking questions. Why? If it's one color, as I said, it's okay, like you can just use one color. Kind of like orange today. I like to experience that feeling of joy blended with creativity. Nice. What about you guys? What colors are you using?
Green, orange, and I don't know.
Yeah, I can see a lot of orange and yellow. Yeah, green.
Pink, orange, yellow.
Yes. Seems like orange is a favorite here today.
Yeah. You give an impulse.
Yeah. I think I'll be borrowing something from me here. What?
Not fully colored.
Yeah, it's okay. Sure. So you of course can use different tools for coloring. So you can use highlighters, markers, pencils, like anything. As I said, you're an artist here, so you can do whatever you want, as long as you keep in mind that small detail, at least 2 fragments together in one color. All right. It's a lot of work in here, so this is something you can continue doing, later on. So something you can come back to. So we have some more steps in this algorithm to go through. I know it's very captivating and exciting to do what we're doing now, but you can enjoy that process later on. Come back to your drawing, and by the way, you can come back to that drawing, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days later, and add, more lines here, more colors, anything you want. So it doesn't mean that what you've done here today and that's it, like you took it away, that drawing, and you put it somewhere in a drawer and you forgot about it. So you can come back to that drawing anytime you want, even several months later, and add some things here.
It's my money, it's my family, it's my art. And it's I born, it's my life. It's really good. Huh? It's really good. Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's getting colorful. All right, now we are moving to the next step of the algorithm. And I would ask you to take, again, your markers And please stay with the same color of the marker that you used for the main lines. So it will be much easier for you to go through the next process if you stay with the same color. So if you used black, please stay with black. Do not change the marker here. Potentially you can, but you need to know a bit more of the technique here, how you operate with different colors. So, not to complicate our task right now. Okay, I use black, so I'm staying with black. What you need to do now is that you need to make some of those lines highlighted, let's put it that way, more prominent than the other lines. And how you do that, so like it's, you need to have a marker which is a bit thicker, so like we use, this double-sided marker, like, the ones with a thin tip and the one with the thicker tip. So then it's easier for you. Otherwise, you will have just to go many, many times over the same line to make it thick. So I don't know, like I think, like I feel like, I want to take this line and make it, thicker than the other ones. There is no rule which one you need to choose. Go with your feeling. And here again, you can go either over the line you already have in your drawing, or you can draw as well new lines. Okay. Again, so when you go, I prefer to take the lines that I already have and go over those lines and make them thicker, because then I reinforce, I make stronger those meanings I have embedded in those lines. But you can draw new ones. Okay. And here is a question, the frequently asked question, how many of those lines do I need to have? There is no rule, but think about those lines as electrical transmission lines that distribute electricity or energy in your drawing. How many lines do you need to have? Imagine, use a metaphor. You planted something right here, right now. And you need to water it for it to start growing. But you do not need to put too much water so that it will drown even before it starts growing. So feel how many lines you need to have. And also aesthetically, your drawing needs to look nice, right? Yeah. So look, it's your feeling, but I never used more than 4 lines in my drawing. I think, the maximum I used was 5, but it was a very big drawing. So when I look at it and I ask, is it enough for me with this one line? I say, no, there are so many meanings I put in this here, so this one is not enough. I need more energy in it. So, and then I do, I think here. I feel like here it would be. They can also intersect. So it's it's up to you how those lines are going to go. So now I have 2. Is that enough for me? No, I need more. And I want to have it here in this part. Three enough? No.
Okay.
Okay, I need one more. And I want it here. It's one of those drawings I need a lot, of energy. All right, and just also keep in mind, those lines are also neurographic lines. They're not straight lines. please try as possible, like the way you can, like the best you can, to make them also, neurographic line, because some people, they look a bit, straight, this is not the aim of it. And also here, coming back to our safety training, everything that, all the lines that got intersected, we round them off, always. A little bit of work here again. But what can you do? So this is your task right now. To round off all sharp corners. You want your energy to flow smoothly in your topic. And while I'm doing that, I can also add more lines and do, put colors or anything. When we become more experienced, you can, do several things. But now I just focus on rounding off the intersected lines. I can see that the drawings in the audience are looking very beautiful. Oops. Very different ones.
Yeah, everybody has their own style.
Yeah. It's like a neurographic signature.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling, guys? What's on your mind?
I feel a little bit of headache. Is it normal?
Yeah, it can. It is very normal because it's if you think about it, we activated a lot of neural connections. We transformed them, and it's been already a long time, since we started. So it's very normal for the brain to get tired at this moment. So, and you can feel headache as well. So, but then also ask yourself a question: is it the headache because I'm tired? Is it the headache because it is something else? So, what is that related to? So, but otherwise, you can have a lot of different. It's a very hard process, even though it looks like it's something fun we're doing, but it's very hard emotionally for us to go through this process. It's a lot of mental energy we activated here, and it's very hard for the brain to process all those changes and transformations. So now I'm adding, while I'm doing those roundings off, I'm adding more lines in the rest of the drawing, because I feel now that I need more support from the outside, from the environment. So I'm adding more lines. So you can do that as well if you feel like it. All right, and happy news. We're almost done. There is one more thing left for us. And that is the decision. So now the last step that we need to do here is we need to find a shape here that we are going to fix. What is that?
Yeah.
When we want to solve a problem, so we consider the problem to be solved when we come up to some conclusion, to some solution, decision, as the one that we are satisfied with at this moment in time. So what you did now is that you created a lot of new meanings on your topic. You activated a lot of mental energy, and now how it looks like it's scattered all over. What we need to do now is come to a decision to collect it in one place so that energy is going to be used exactly for solving our problem. So we need to make it focused. So that's the meaning of this figure that we're going to fix. Important thing in this algorithm, this shape should be a round shape. Here we try to remove limitations and obstacles, not create new ones. So it shouldn't be anything sharp. It can be a circle, it can be an oval, it can be anything but round-like shape. So for you it's a bit easier if you do not see it yet. So just turn your drawing around, like upside down, like any way you want, and try and see what would you like to fix. For me, I cannot really turn it around, so I just go, and look at it at the distance. Yes, now I see it. This one. I do not draw anything new. I just highlight something that I already have. This is my decision. You need to have, this shape in your drawing, because if you don't, if there is no figure that you fix, it means that you used a lot of time today and you haven't arrived to any conclusion. You haven't come with a decision. I do not need to know what it is, but I fix it in my brain, and one way or another, I will see it in my material world. It can be anything. I can get a call from someone. I can meet someone in the street, and it can be anything. I do not need to know at this moment what it is. The only thing that I need to do is to mark it on my paper. And then here, for example, and it also has to be with a thick line. So when I look at my drawing, the first thing that I see is those, thick lines. They're called, by the way, field lines. And this shape that I fixed. Now, the interesting thing, one of the principles of NeuroGraphica says that the sheet has no borders. You see that this is half of the circle. Half of the circle is also a circle, because what our brain does, it puts it to the whole circle. So it can be here, it doesn't need to be just circle. I could put here, I also have a shape here, right? But I chose this one. And then again, coming back to the safety training, everything that has all the intersected lines need to be rounded off. I don't have that many here on my drawing, but if you do, please round them off. So, and then again, I'm adding more lines here because I feel that's what I need. More support from my environment. Right. How's it going with you? Are you ready? Yes. So how do you, what do you think about your topic now? New thoughts? New ideas?
Yep.
Yes? What is it?
For example, I have one circle, yeah,
Yes?
and it's green, orange, and purple. It's my power, yeah. I mean, for me, it's something things, but I have white. It's I can put new idea, you know. I mean, I have space.
Okay. Is it like, space, that the energy you're not familiar with yet, and you are expecting something new to come? Is that the meaning of that?
No, for example, for me, green color is my money.
Yes.
It's about my family. It's power my family. I mean, about my grandfather, grandmother. It's all my family. And purple, it's my art. It's
Yes.
my energy. And for me, this circle is attention.
Yes.
Yeah. And this I have. And I have space for new idea.
Yes.
For do something new. And for me, it's what to say.
An inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes. That is perfect. This is how you should be able to explain to yourself what you're doing. Just exactly what she did, like she explained, she knows the meanings she embedded in those colors and why that space she left without color, what it means to her. So it's an inspiration to come, right? So very good. So thank you for sharing that experience. So it's that other people also understand, this process, because it's easier to understand, when also people show and share, what's happening to them. All right. And okay, so we're done with the main process of drawing.
May I have a question here?
Yes.
For example, if after I made these thick lines, and I noticed that now I have one cell, one fragment left. How can I fix it?
What do you mean? What kind of?
I mean, for example, you said that it should be always two fragments, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and for example, after I draw this line, like this one, it's starting to be one. What can I do with that?
But it's this and this together.
No, but there is a thick line. Is it not separated?
But it's still they're
Okay.
still together.
Okay.
So and you have this and this together. Oh, sorry. But if that happens, so you can, for example, if I had only I drew something I know something extra here, so I draw more lines, and then suddenly I have only one fragment in yellow here and nothing else. I can separate this fragment in two. I can, for example, draw a bit more lines here, right? And suddenly, then I have two segments in the same color, if that happened, right? Or I can add, a little bit of one of the colors that are close to that, the one that is, the single one, alone one. You can add, some other color, to it, to blend it. So actually, this is not the end of my drawing. So there is a lot of work I need to do here. I want to put more colors and everything. So I'm going to do it afterwards. And as I mentioned to you, you can come back to that drawing later on and add more colors. Then I would put more smoother colors here in pink or some other colors. So to stylize it. Yeah. So this is what you also need to do later on. So now we did the groundwork, the main work that we needed to do, and the rest you finish later on. So when you're, in peace and quiet, and I'm not talking over your ears, and you can stay, with your drawing and focus on it. And there is one more thing that we need to do to finish completely. Please find, you know, that list of words that we wrote in the beginning. And write down again your topic. Money.
Okay.
And the exercise is going to be the same. I put a timer for 2 minutes. Yeah, and you write down the words, expressions, or sentences on this topic of money. Anything, again, the same, that comes to your mind right now with no control, no analysis, nothing. So just anything that comes to your mind on the topic of money. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the time is up. So please count how many words you have now. So how was the speed now? So was it any better? Like no more words, less words, less? Yeah, but more for, yeah, it's like there is no rule, you know, how many words again you need to have. Like it's only about, you know, like the only rule is it should be about 20 words, but it doesn't mean that if you wrote, you know, less words than it was in the first list, so then it's better or worse. So it's not about that. So, but look at those words now and compare those two lists, you know, the one that you had in the beginning and what you have now. Are there any similar words? You know, what's the tone of your words? You know, like in the second list. Has anything changed for you? Are those, you know, totally different words, or is it something, you know, I don't know, very similar, but you feel a bit differently towards those words? How is it for you now?
Very different words.
Very different words?
More specific, more focus.
Yes.
Not abstraction, but it's like more. Yeah.
Yes.
It gives you some direction. Yes, so you can develop this. Something like this.
Yeah.
For me, it's less things, more movement.
More movement. Yeah.
Figuring it out.
It's like, you know, something you sorted out, you know, the important things that you need to do, right? Yeah. So it's just for you to see, like, you know, the result of your work, like, you know, here and now, like, you know, after what we've done, what changed for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the meaning of those words that we're writing. And for me, Well, it's some words are the same, but I like one expression that I wrote down here: new colors of life. So this is and how I interpret it. So like this is how my topic sounds now. Like it was money, but now it sounds like new colors of life. So like that topic of money is well, whatever I'm going to do, it is going to change my life. So it will bring me new colors. So, and this is the exercise you can also do for yourself. How is your topics? How does it sound now? So is there any has it changed completely? So is there any new meaning you see like in this topic of money? So it's just like something to analyze, to think about. And
it's a lot of
and the most important thing is to feel, how do you feel it? What kind of emotions do you experience now? Like I experience a lot of joy, like I love it, like I love what I've done. So, and I feel, very, very excited and hopeful. Well, I don't like the word hope, but anyway, I know it's going to happen. So I know it's going to happen. So and I have that certainty. So, and this is something that's amazing for me. So try and analyze and feel how it is for you now. What do you feel now? So and where exactly you feel it in your body. So if in the beginning, for example, my heart was pumping very much, I felt a bit anxious, that now my heart is pumping, but it's a different emotion. So it's emotion of excitement. It's not because I'm nervous or anxious. So feel those things, and what you embedded in your body now, in your brain, in your emotions. So feel it and analyze it. And with that, I'm going to conclude our session today. So congratulations to everyone who was the beginner. And thank you everyone who came to this workshop and for the trust. And I hope you enjoyed it. So, and just remember, this is the first step. This is the first step, and then I hope you're going to do more of this. I hope you like NeuroGraphica. So, and if it's not something for you, it's also okay. But at least you tried and you know what it is. And yeah. So and. I hope I'll see you next time. So, but now we'll have some time for a Q&A. So if there is anybody who wants to ask some questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Olesia, for a fantastic workshop. I personally really enjoyed it, and I hope that our audience as well. I actually saw that it was quite a people watching online, and I already addressed all the questions while we were, because it was very natural and just the perfect timing for that. Yes. But please feel free to ask if you come up with something or you watch this live stream later, because it will stay on our social media. Just write down the questions, and we will of course answer them in the comments. And yeah.
And it also would be nice for those ones who participated either offline or online, if you would share your experience and maybe your results and what changed for you. That would be really, really nice. If you did that.
Yeah, I'm expecting, frankly, some money comes to me, so I will definitely in the next few days. As far as I know, this is a super powerful tool, and I will definitely let you know, and you too do that, please. It will be super cool to see the effect. And be attentive, because they can come from really unexpected places. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us, and I would like to thank you all our audience all over the world to be with us all these 4 days. And Borderless will stay in touch, and next one is coming probably next year. So hope to see you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.